This is Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff. Full barn. Ding, ding, ding. Full barn.
Full barn.
Today is Monday, May 19th, and we have a happy birthday to the guru of glitter herself, Sam, who's with us this evening.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Thanks.
Did you do glittery things over the weekend?
No, I didn't do any glittery things.
You took a hiatus from
I
the
took a
sweatshop?
PTO day from yes.
Nate, did you allow her to take paid time off from the sweatshop?
I mean, it's not paid in the sweatshop, at least by the sweatshop workers. So,
Yeah, no one gets paid.
So now she knows what it's like to be one of us.
One of us.
Just T.O.
There it is. What did Nate do special for you this weekend, Sam?
Oh boy.
He got me a Kendra Scott necklace because I definitely needed more.
Did you?
No. And then we went to the trip with my mom and my sister. He bought
So
me
he carried
food.
your bags.
Yeah. Well, actually, no.
Not at first.
I was carrying my own bag, and then finally I go, this is really fucking heavy. And I passed it along. And that was it.
Good job, Nate.
Necklace and bag carrying.
Carried
That was
bags. Yeah, you did good work, Nate.
Yeah.
This week's episode, we're to get into our thoughts on the NFL schedule release. Some of our favorites, along with some of the unique, odd, and more interesting options that were out there.
And a retraction?
Yeah, there was a retraction. We will definitely talk more about that. For those that did not know, the WNBA season started. And, the rivalry continues to percolate between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Percolate.
Percolate.
That's a big word for us.
I know.
We got it going. We have a new name, or a name, I guess, for the Utah Hockey Club. They will be now known as the Mammoth.
Mammoth.
The Utah Mammoth. No S. Mammoth.
Yeah. Oh.
Do we like this? Do we see this having some cool options around the arena? Maybe some cool on-ice stuff, cool mascot? What do we think?
I'm curious to see what the merch looks like and what the unis look like.
Yeah, I feel like there's a good opportunity.
Get some sweet hoodies, right?
Yes.
I don't know, Jim. Are they going to give a crack in the run for their money as far as logo?
I mean, the logo is sweet. I still think the Kraken logo is good. I'm still a big fan. But the logo, I saw McAfee break it down. It's a cool logo.
Definitely a lot of opportunity. Alex looks like he got into a fight in the hockey rink today. Alex, you want to talk about why you have some ice on your eye?
Yeah. My allergies are already bad this time of year, and then I was around cats, and the cats won with the attack of their dander. So my eye keeps swelling a lot.
Attack of their dander.
We've given every medicine in the cabinet a try, and we're going with some ice now. See if that's. But my commitment to you as loyal listeners is greater than calling off. So here I am.
The cats get 5 for fighting.
Yeah, cats.
And they win.
Better hope that I don't see them in a dark alley.
Journalism took the Preakness in a race when many of those that raced in the Derby didn't make the trip to Baltimore, prompting discussion amongst some racing aficionados about what may be happening in the future with the race calendar to maybe put some more time between the races so that you have more of the Derby winners racing in the Preakness and maybe actually going for the Triple Crown instead of just resting on their laurels, as we say, and studding them out. So what do we think? Do we think that a longer amount of time between races would be better for horse racing, for people to get more interested in horse racing, especially post-Derby into the Preakness?
No.
No, I think if anything,
cares.
honestly, I think if anything, you pique the interest right at the Derby, and then you like keep going while people are interested, because I think they're gonna forget the horse racing exists if you wait too long.
I think it's still kind of like it hurts the Triple Crown situation. Like the Triple Crown means less.
If there's more time between the races.
Yeah, because it's like boom, boom, boom. If a horse can do all that, I mean, it's not great for PETA, but I think that's why the Triple Crown is so awesome. Because like, how does a horse do that many wins back to back to back?
I'm of whatever's going to draw viewership, and unfortunately, to the contrary to Jim's opinion, I think more people will tune in if there's an opportunity to see a Derby winner race and win in the Preakness, which gives an opportunity for a Triple Crown. I agree that the racing faithful will probably put question marks and asterisks next to any horse that were to win the Triple Crown if they extended that. But I think it's better for viewership, and we all know that's what drives the situation in the sports world.
And also, you're running into the indie. Like, it's a weird, like, you're gonna fit it into a lull in sports, and you're gonna start walking on top of things, and like the real winners are the fans. Some of the losers will be like the WNBA, NASCAR, those on the fringe sports where this is their moment, yet they never capitalize on, like the NASCAR All Star race that we know nothing about and they do nothing to make it cool, or the WNBA where we had no hype for a game that was the only reason it was hype was for a technical foul. Like,
No, actually, a flagrant foul. We'll definitely get into that. Don't you
sure,
worry.
but like if the horse racing takes off and there's pageantry and hoopla and things like that, it will overshadow things that fill that lull in sports, and great for the fans, for sure. Some of those off the beaten path sports will take a hit.
Indeed, indeed. Alex, you brought this up, and I think this is a perfect question that needs to be answered. As we are in this lull between what will be, we got finishing up the NBA and the NHL playoffs in the next few weeks. When is the halfway point, the football equinox?
We already passed it 4 days ago. We're under 100 days, baby.
Well, I think to me that's
equinox. I don't think we're recognizing what equinox is here, Jim.
No, that is the mark. That is the.
I think it's halfway.
That is
Celebrate
what is
it.
equinox,
No, I think
Jim?
the equinox is the
I don't
halfway
even
point.
care.
Equinox is the halfway point, Jim.
That is
I understand we're under 100 days, but that is not what equinox is.
That is the graveyard mark. That is the zombies start to rise.
We need to find out when this football equinox is. Alex wants to know. So we have to know, when was the Super Bowl?
February.
We're counting that.
That's the last football.
Ugh,
And then we will start with where we want to start in the college football calendar as the end point to find out with the equal part. So what date was the Super Bowl?
It was February.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
For 13th? No.
Was it the 12th again this year? No. It was either the 9th or the 16th.
Is somebody looking this up, or are we just
I'm doing
blindly
it,
guessing?
Yeah, it was the 9th or
February
the 16th.
11th.
I'm looking.
February 11th. I'm looking right at it, guys. Fuck me.
No, I'm looking at that. That's not true. Was it not the Chiefs versus Eagles?
Fucking fight me.
Okay.
All right, you already got one bad eye. I'll take the other one.
Well, I'm just saying that the 11th of February this year was a Tuesday.
Was a Tuesday, Jim.
It's what? February 20th?
And according to this, it says Chiefs versus Eagles, Super Bowl's LIX. Final, Sunday, February 9th.
All right. You would have won that fight.
All right. And we need to find out,
The year
are we
before.
saying first college football game of the season, no matter who is playing, or are we going with like week 1 college football?
I think you got to go week 1. Week 0 is like the
No,
preseason college football.
no. It scratches the itch. We know we'll be gambling it. We know we're
You're
throwing
not
dollars
there.
down.
Is there anybody in week 0 worth a damn watching? Other than just for you guys
Will
to
we
bet
still
it?
watch it, though, is the question.
Oh, yeah, we'll still watch it.
I think that is the answer that we have to hold on to.
Yeah.
All right. So the first game
August 23rd.
is August 23rd. So, Alex, there's our
Why are we not asking ChatGPT?
goalpost.
This is stupid.
Go ahead, Jim.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, there is a Big 12 game, Alex, on August 23rd.
Oh.
From Ireland, Kansas State and Iowa State.
So there's sports.
Jim, are we
I'm working on it.
February? What was the date, Alex?
May
9th?
17th.
Right.
That's my birthday.
And August 23rd, May 17th.
It was yesterday. Oh, jeez.
May 18th. That's
Tomorrow.
what I got, Jim.
Is it a leap year?
Okay.
Oh, it's today.
Halfway point
Oh my gosh,
between
it's right
February
now.
9th and August 23rd, May 18th. Either
Okay.
way, as we're recording, we have reached the football equinox, Alex.
Is it a leap year?
No, leap year was last year.
Leap year was.
All right. Well, we've reached the equinox.
We have reached it, Alex. There you go. You
We
got
did.
your answer.
Look at us go.
And it's under 100 days till college football, so there we go.
There's.
Thanks, as always, to everybody that's interacting with our content on social, at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim Muff
For
on
that
Facebook,
mindless
on YouTube.
discussion
What?
about how to get to halfway.
What is going on right now?
Thank you for following us for that mindless discussion.
Alex wanted to know when the football equinox is.
I'm with you.
and
I'm glad we did it.
we now know. We have passed it on Monday, May 19th by one day. Sports
Yeah.
Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, rate, review, poke, like, tickle.
Get the bell on.
Ding ding.
If you haven't already liked and subscribe on YouTube, let's get in on that. We'll give some merch away when we get to 100 subscribers.
Do we know how many we have now?
I know how many we have now.
Can you tell us?
When we get to 100, we
What's
will have
halfway
enough.
to that? What's halfway to the magical number that only Muff knows?
I am not the only one that can know this because everybody can go on
Yeah,
there
but you're
and
the only
see.
one who knows it currently.
Jim, what's the halfway number?
Are we past halfway?
Yes.
All right, good. All right,
Yes, we are past halfway.
good for us.
Which brings us into the leadoff, starting with the WNBA. While Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky lost to Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever by 35 on Saturday, the story, Saturday into Sunday, was a flagrant foul by Clark on Reese in the second half that had Reese visibly upset, getting up off the floor quickly to walk down Clark before Aaliyah Boston of the Fever stepped in. Boston and Reese both assessed technical fouls. So that was the main action. Reese had a double-double. Clark had a triple-double. Yet this dominated the headlines. So I want to know from everybody's opinion, what did you see? What are your initial thoughts? And have they changed over the past 12 to 24 hours? Starting with Jim.
I saw what she did. I saw the reaction. My initial thoughts were, she did it. Like, yeah, she had an intent. Like, she had logic behind it. I don't think she intentionally tried to injure or maim Angel Reese. I thought Reese's reaction. Now, I don't know. I didn't watch the entire game. I don't know if there was beef beforehand. I thought her reaction may have been overblown. But like Clark also, like, you knew what you were doing. You were poking the bear. I think she was well aware that it was going to cause a kerfuffle, if you will.
Alex, Nate, did you guys see any of this?
I saw some stuff on my timeline, but I just kept scrolling because it was basketball.
Fair.
Nate, true to his word. Alex?
No, I have been out of town this weekend, so I've been kind of out of the loop.
Alex can't
No.
see to read it
I
anyway.
can't. You're right. At this point, there's
Right.
really no point in me looking because
Jim, to the question of was there any beef? I mean, there's just the ongoing, we'll say, feud,
Rivalry.
right? Rivalry or
Right.
feud, however we're going to state this.
Rivalry.
What I will say is all of these clips missed 3 seconds before that Clark flagrant foul, whenever Angel Reese obviously pushed one of the Fever to get that rebound in the back. And I think Clark was reacting to that non-call and was just preventing Reese from getting the layup. She may have got a little too physical in that situation. Like all she had to do was slap down on her hands and knock the ball out, get the foul, be done. But there were a couple angles that showed that she was probably a little bit too pushy, right, in that particular case. I do think that Angel Reese did embellish a bit. There were many in the timelines that were saying it was a LeBron-ish embellishment.
Wait, a basketball player embellished? Get out of here.
It's becoming more like soccer in all levels. I understand.
I don't know about all that either. I don't
Which
take
part?
either of those takes. I don't like either
Which-
of those takes.
Jim, you did not see the clip before, so how can you not
No,
take?
I don't like the take that it was too pushy. She weighs like 100 pounds. Like I don't agree with that. I don't agree that Reese was embellishing to get to
I don't think she's
draw
embellishing to
any
get a
referee.
flagrant foul.
I don't
She
think she was
embellished it.
agreeing that. I think she was pissed at the notion that Clark came at her. I
I'm
don't
talking
think this
on the foul. She fell to the ground with a bit of embellishment. I'm not talking about post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm not talking about her getting up and all of that
Okay.
now.
All right. Yeah. Then yeah, sure. Okay. I thought we're saying her coming back at her was an embellishment. Like I don't think that was. I thought that was genuine.
Right, but I still don't understand why that. I mean, I understand the heat of the game. I'm not going to say like whatever. Also coming out on Sunday.
But wait,
is
like the face between the two of them, like she hit her. Reese flopped to get the foul. We'll agree to those points, right?
and it was a regular foul that they upgraded to a flagrant foul, and then after the fact is whenever the double text came on Boston and Reese.
I think the issue that I have, like we're not really diving into as the media and the world, is that like we knew Reese was gonna do what she was gonna do, which was come at her. Like that's historic behavior for Reese. The pass comes, like that we keep giving Clark, is she turned around like my 5-year-old does when she knows she gets, like she got away with one, with that shit-eating like sly smirk that she has. And then Clark goes to a press conference and says like a snarky, "I'll pay your fine," with that monotone voice that she has. Like you're like that kid who gets away with one all the time.
What did she get away with, Jim?
She knew who she was doing it to. She knew that it was going to spark TikToks and tweets and like, and she plays like, whatever do you mean? Why are we talking about this? Like, you went in on Angel Reese on TV. You knew that we were going to talk about
I'm just
this.
saying, what did you expect her to do in that situation? Not do anything?
I get it. But when we ask you, hey, you did what you did and who you did it to.
It doesn't
For you to
matter
be
who
like-
she did it to in this case to me.
For her, it does, is what I'm saying.
I'm saying that this was an in-game situation
I
that
agree.
she would have fouled whoever that was. It just so
I
happened to be
agree.
her.
But for her to be like, that's just a Joe Blow on the street. I'd have done it to anybody. Correct. We agree with you. But you happen to get Angel Reese, who fucking hates you.
There's the question that many are coming to. Is this true hate or is this a gimmick?
She hates her.
So this is true hate in her mind.
Yes. And I understand that you're Clark and you don't give a fuck, but like you have to acknowledge this girl hates you.
But she can't for the gimmick.
I think she's the only one who's playing the gimmick. It's shoot for Reese.
And Caitlin Clark's the only one that's hanging out in
Right.
this other side of this. We're like, oh, this is good for viewership. Let's keep
Right.
doing
That's
this.
what she needs to acknowledge. That's what everybody wants her to acknowledge.
There's true hate. There's hate in her heart.
Yes. Caitlin Clark's
but-
going to fuck around and find out because she's not really understanding that it's real hate.
Hey, real hate is only going to hurt the situation here.
Yes.
So I think this is something that just needs to be figured out internally in the WNBA, that this does drive viewership. I'm not going to say that this rivalry, this hatred is not good for the sport, but I don't think it can be the only thing that draws people to the sport, because then something stupid's going to happen.
Well, and here's the thing
In one or both directions.
Well, here's the thing we're not in our notes, and like I read it just as we were coming on, is like there's also an investigation for racial fucking bullshit being said at this game.
There was.
And like there's the other undertone in this thing. Like it may be shoot for Reese and it may be a gimmick for Clark, but also there's idiot fans that it is shoot. It is real. And like we need to calm it down, but like let's get the commissioner to get him into the NASCAR hauler and calm it down, boys. We're making money on this kind of thing. You know what I mean?
The problem is that they haven't made money, so it's tough for the WNBA
Those two are
to
making
come
money
in.
on it.
Oh, together. Two are.
So let's bring them together.
But let's be honest, not off the WNBA. This is off of all of the side hustles they
So
get.
let's have the agents bring them together and calm it down, because sooner or later, some whack job's going to hurt this situation. That's my soapbox. I'm done for today.
It could. It definitely could. Oh, there's more soapboxes to come. Don't you worry.
No, I swear. I already
Major League-
lost Alex. Alex, he's on his phone. He's gone.
Alex, you going?
Eye looks better, bud.
Alex, you still with us? You muted?
He's on mute.
You talking on the phone?
Allergy pills have got him.
No, I muted it when I got up to go empty my ice bag that was leaking on me.
Poor guy.
Going through it.
I
Going
really
through
am
it
right now, honestly going through it. But I'm here for you guys.
We
Major
appreciate
League
you.
Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred took Pete Rose, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and other deceased players off the permanently ineligible list for the Hall of Fame, allowing MLB writers to now be able to vote on their inclusion into baseball's Hall. Many writers have already come out and said they will still vote against Pete Rose and others. In 2025, do we think this is a valid opinion by the writers, and should the writers still be the keepers to the Hall of Fame? Nate.
Put him in the goddamn hall already.
So, is this your statement against the writers, or is this just generally a statement on baseball?
Both. The dude, I mean, whether he's betting on games or not, I mean, the dude hit the shit out of the ball. I mean, he's got to be recognized for that. I mean, that's one of those records that's not going to be touched. So do the right thing and put him in. And then as far as the writers making the decisions, I just had to look up and see what the NFL does. And the NFL says they have a committee of media representatives from each city and some at-large selectors, including a representative from the Pro Football Writers of America. So, I mean, baseball and football are kind of on the same page as they're voting. But, I mean, I don't know how else you would do it. I mean, I think you need to have some sort of like player vote or past players or current member vote. Because, I mean, you got some of these guys that are writers that are just going to be spiteful because they don't like the guy, or guys that have never played it down or threw a pitch, swung a bat, whatever.
All right, there is. Nate is firmly against.
Point of clarification here, and
Yes.
this is to Nate or anybody else or anybody in Ohio, really. Didn't Pete Rose say that if you're not going to induct me while I'm alive, my family is to not accept any acknowledgement or acceptance into a hall?
Yeah, I think he did say something along those lines where he's like, look, if you're not going to put me in while I'm here or whatever, then just basically fuck it.
So, like, all this hubbub about Pete Rose, I'm pretty sure his family's going to tell him to fuck off if they acknowledge him. So, like, calm down, guys.
I mean, they still should, but I mean, I get the family, if that's their side, I get it.
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen, and I would laugh.
if the family came out and kept
Yeah.
that promise.
Like, nope. Be awesome.
Sorry about it. Alex, Pete Rose, Hall of Fame. Like it, love it.
I'm kind of with like Nate at this point. Let him in if nothing else for like the storyline he brought to the sport. Kind of like I know it's not good, but put a little thing there that I don't know people can read about and be interested in.
Yeah.
All right. EA Sports is going to be partnering with Metallica for a marching band NIL opportunity named For Whom the Band Tolls, where the winning college band will record College Football 26's theme song and also benefit from other NIL compensation.
You think that this will have the same effect as like the Madden curse? Like if you're the band that plays it, bad
That's
luck
an
happens.
interesting question to consider, Alex.
I'm pretty sure it's a high school band, though. Just point of clarification. I'm pretty sure it goes to a high school band, not a college band. I don't know.
Point your sources, Jim.
I think I read it on Metallica's website.
I'll say, how can it be a? I would think it's got.
I know that was confusing to me too.
because I'm like, not every state can you have a high school or make NIL. So I'm like, this has got to be college.
Is at all collegiate levels to craft the most exciting, unique, and impressive performance.
So it is college.
Yes.
But they do a marching band contest as well. So maybe that's where like I mix streams.
Yes, this is new. New for this year.
This is interesting. Like, but I like Alex's question. Like, is this going to be the new curse or whatever? Like, no, we don't want our band on the game.
Right.
But who does it curse? Does it curse the band or the football team that is associated with the band?
Right.
We don't know yet because we
And
can't.
this is remember, this is all collegiate levels, so this could be a D3 band.
While we're on Metallica, I agree it could be a curse, by the way.
I mean, why don't we just get Virginia Tech the win?
Soon.
We're year one.
Well, that's what I wanted to jump on. So Metallica just like is on tour currently, and they stop in the town like for the first 4 days that they're in said town, and they do a bunch of charity work. They were in Columbus for the Sonic Temple thing, and they did a bunch of pop-up stuff, give like to food shelters, do a whole public library thing. It's amazing. But when did anybody see that they went to Virginia Tech and they did all the charity stuff, had a great like collector's edition t-shirt, collector's edition poster. Like if you try to buy one of these things, they're like reselling on eBay for tons of money. But when they played Enter Sandman, it registered on a Richter scale. Like the entire place jumped. If you can see it live, or if you can see it on YouTube, a recording of this, it is freaking insane. So please look that up. Unreal.
My dad's neighbors went to Virginia Tech and they're big rock fans and they like traveled down to that concert.
Oh, I would love to get them on the show, even for the 10 minutes to hear their take of what that was like.
Could you imagine if like Virginia Tech was on like a Saturday night, like primetime ESPN game, and they were there to do the pregame walk-in live?
It would be
and make
amazing.
it like a rivalry game against like Virginia or something.
Oh, I would love that. Just to see it.
We've seen this before.
But to be there is what I'm saying.
Oh no, just to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
All right, so this brings up another question I've got. So, of all the college traditions like that, like Enter Sandman or Jump Around at Wisconsin,
yeah.
What would be the one tradition like that you'd want to experience in your lifetime?
Taking those two out?
No, I'm not saying taking those two out.
We have to include them.
Those two are like big ones, or like a Penn State whiteout, or
the Iowa wave into the hospital,
or like the Iowa wave to the hospital. Like what of all of those traditions and other ones that
you don't like kids, Jim?
I'm not doing that one.
You don't want to wave to the kids?
Sorry, I appreciate it, but from afar.
From afar. Here's the thing: is that those are the ones that are like in the public eye. I'm sure that every stadium and every team has a tradition. It's just some have this national attention to them. I would say the Virginia Tech one is one that would be cool, just because you've seen it commercialized. We've seen like everything that goes into it. I think that would be cool. That's my thought.
I want to jump around. Jump around is on my bucket list. The whiteout is on my bucket list. Um, I I know this is talking
Yeah.
shit to some extent for Alex, but I secretly want to burn a couch in Morgantown. Like secretly.
Isn't that illegal within the city's boundaries, Alex?
Yeah, technically, but
That's what I want to do.
rules are
I
kind of
also want to
suggestions down
be.
there.
I also want to be in Pitt for a WVU game.
No, that's boring. I've done it.
No,
I
I
still want
went to
to.
the WVU Pitt game last year. There's not a lot of like
Like at
special.
Pitt, it's just not like a college atmosphere at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I've been to Pitt Notre Dame games. I've been to multiple Pitt games, and that is one of the least
Wow.
engaging college atmospheres I'm gonna say of all of Division One because
Huh.
they play at Acrisure Stadium, which is not. I mean,
But
it's
the
on the other side of
WVU
the
game,
city.
the backyard brawl in Pitt.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah,
it
no, I
was a
went
great
one year, and it's
atmosphere,
funny
but
because there's actually more WVU fans most of the time. So like they play Sweet Caroline, and you hear "Eat shit, Pitt" over "Let's go Pitt."
Wow.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's different whenever it's in Morgantown, like they were saying, in a college
Yeah,
town,
in Morgantown.
an NFL stadium. Yeah, you get more people there, but you don't get that same like college atmosphere feel.
Huh.
Yeah, I've been to a Pitt Notre Dame primetime Saturday night, and that was the closest I've felt at a Pitt game to a college atmosphere.
All right.
It's different. That's a whole different ball game.
I
It
think it's
being
because
on the North Shore as
there's so
opposed
many
to in
Pennsylvania
Oakland.
schools and Pittsburgh Steelers. You know, it's different when you're at WVU, like, or the only thing West Virginia has.
I want to see the Oregon Duck ride the motorcycle across the field. That's up there for me. That'll be about it. You know what? I'm gonna think about this. I might have a bucket list. I might have like 10 of them. I'm gonna put a list to.
We will come back to this at some point, see what these bucket lists are.
Yeah.
Get it in the comments. Let us know what your favorite one is. Let's see what goes on with this. Into the NFL. We're going to start with the NFL schedule release. The various teams, some of the themes, our favorites, ones that we hated, as well as what has already been alluded to, some things that had to be taken down off the internets.
Down.
Starting, there seemed to be a theme of Minecraft. I think I saw 2 or 3 different Minecraft-related schedule releases, which I thought was interesting. And content as well that seemed to have a very much of like an inside certain organizations or very niche, I would say, audiences as opposed to generally available to people at large. Like I wouldn't say there was many that was like, oh, that was meant for everybody to like it. Unless somebody can think differently on there.
No, I think you're on.
So a lot of inside football stuff here. As far as our favorites, I listed some here, but see what everybody's personal opinions are. What was our favorite schedule release video that we saw or that crossed our timelines? Let's start with Nate.
I mean, I obviously saw the Bucks one, and then I saw bits and pieces of some of the Minecraft ones. So the Bucks did a thing with like a Gruden unboxing, since that's been a big thing lately. So he just like took out random pieces of memorabilia or whatever because it's the Bucks' 50th season, and they sent him a box or whatever. And he went on just basically did like a 10 to 15-minute video of all the different games. So it was a little different, but I thought the teaser on it was pretty cool, and I was kind of not disappointed, but kind of led in a different direction because he's like, "Oh, box on the Bucks, whatever, got me feeling nicey."
Nicey. So that was Nate. Any others that caught your eye, whether or not they were your favorite, but that were memorable for you?
The only thing I saw just being in the Pittsburgh realm was, I can't remember whose Minecraft thing it was, where it was like Pittsburgh. It's like something about 9-8. It's like rebuild or contend or whatever, with one era going one way, one going the other. I don't remember
Don't
who's.
remember which one that one was.
No, I don't know if it was Cleveland's or if it was LA's, maybe.
All right. Alex, any memorable for you favorites?
I didn't get to watch all of them, if I'm being 100% honest. I do agree with what you're saying. Some of them, it's kind of funny. They get into like the niche of like someone like my dad watching a Minecraft one is not going to get the Minecraft references and things like that. So, I support more of the funny but more general ones, I think.
So if you didn't watch all of them, which ones did you watch?
The Steelers won.
Okay. What were your thoughts?
Fair.
I think it's funny. I think the whole Sasquatch thing is. I don't know. I liked it. The I think it plays to the um clientele of people who would want to watch in like blue collar Pittsburgh type fan base. Like they're gonna enjoy something like that more than um Minecraft or a rap song.
Jim?
I didn't see him. Being dead
None of
honest with
them?
you. Nope.
There was one, I think it was the Cowboys, which is a weird one where a player was like sitting down and someone behind him had to like make a sound or say something to try to get him to guess the team.
Yeah,
What?
I don't remember. I didn't see the Cowboys one. Yeah, I didn't catch all of them. I caught a good bit of them that night. I tried to do that, and off the top of my head, I remembered many from the start. I was blowing up our text thread, which nobody responded to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But so mine, the Chargers, I think did the best Minecraft version. For me, and it's a little bit contrary to Alex, even without having like a deep knowledge of the game, it was still kind of fun to watch. And I do think it hit on a lot of relevant, broad themes about the NFL and about some of those teams. The Raiders did a tribute to iconic and comedic ads for SportsCenter, like in the '90s, where you had like the office linebacker type stuff. They kind of brought that back a little bit. The Seahawks paid tribute to action figure commercials of the millennial childhood, Jim and I. So like the very cheesy, like where the action figure like pops in out of the bottom. It's like, oh, action figure 2.0, bye bye bye. Right. Yeah, the Wom Pow, onomatopoeia type stuff. Yeah, definitely all over it. That one was funny to me. I really like that one. And the Denver Broncos announced their schedule with the help of mutton busting, which is young
Which is
sheep.
awesome.
Yeah, and they tossed little kid cowboys off of their backs while somebody voiced over and roasted the kids, which I thought was pretty funny. And that's how they announce like opponents week to week. So I got a chuckle out of that one because if you've never seen mutton busting in person, it's pretty hilarious,
It is. I've
and
seen it in person.
everyone gets a joke, a good joke, a good laugh out of it. So those are the ones that caught my eye. Other ones of interest that I think we definitely need to get into. The Cardinals had a full-on rap song and performance from linebacker Mac Wilson Jr., aka Rocket Ship. Um, it was, I mean, it's exactly what you expect if somebody's going to be rapping a schedule release. So I did watch it, I did listen to it. Didn't really catch my attention much, but it was new, it was different. So I think they definitely got some there. And there's actually hype across the NFL for this. Listen to a few different sports podcasts, and people are like, the Cardinals got a really good one coming out. We don't know exactly what it is, but there's a lot of hype around it. There it was. Jim has already alluded to this, but the Colts had to pull their schedule release down within an hour of its release and ultimately issue an apology to Tyreek Hill after sharing that it was not only insensitive to Hill with their Coast Guard clip arresting him, but they also apparently exceeded their Microsoft rights within the video. I don't know what rights they were granted, but they exceeded them. So, Jim, you saw this.
I just saw they had to retract it. You gotta remember, I'm getting my sports news as of late from Noah. So, like, he's like, take it down, man. I was like, all right.
Not from
Somebody got
TikTok?
fired.
No, I mean, buddy, I've led a very busy 3 weeks, so Noah fills me in. So that's about all I got.
You get
I
what
heard
Noah
there
gives
was a
you.
dolphin and a boat, and the boat was arresting a dolphin.
And the dolphin had the last name Hill on it.
Yep, that's what I heard.
And they had to take it down. And the Microsoft thing, which I thought was interesting. Nate, did you catch the wind of that?
No, I just saw the clips that, of course, everybody was sharing of that. I was like, that's priceless, but somebody, I'm assuming, got fired.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They get a lot of attention. Let's say they got promoted, but maybe they just got a little slap on the wrist. But they probably did get fired, you're right. The Ravens had a 7-minute long video that apparently played to fans of the series Severance. I didn't have time to watch 7 minutes of this. I asked Baltimore Keefe to give me a breakdown, and he did not blame me for not taking 7 minutes to watch it. It was very inside that series, I guess. 7 minutes long. Once I saw it was 7 minutes, I said, nah, definitely not watching this one. Alex alluded to the Steelers Sasquatch video. Some people did like it. I think it's pretty status quo for the Steelers. They don't really put much time, effort, or production value into this. They just pick something, go with it, and hope that in a week nobody really cares about it and we're ready for football. Anybody? Nate, Alex, anybody watch this?
They're like, well, it's just a schedule. Who cares?
That's pretty much what I thought.
And give you a Mike Tomlinism. The schedule is a schedule.
Schedule is a schedule. Jim, your Texans did a throwback to the What's Up Bud Light commercials.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up after the show. I think that's cool.
They did it for like a minute back and forth amongst people on the team, some of the coaches, and then like the last 10 seconds were literally just an image of the schedule. It was short, simple, to the point. I mean, it was definitely not a bad one in my opinion. It was just different, unique.
I like it.
Something that was unique for 3 teams post-schedule release is that we now know that the Saints, the Titans, and the Browns have no primetime games this season.
Now, that I did hear. That was a lot of the news.
You caught that Browns news?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Something tells me they're going to get flexed into one.
If the Browns would have gotten one, it would have been solely because they were playing somebody else who got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
They could get flexed into one, Nate, maybe later in the season, an in-division rival, or if Shedeur Sanders starts to start.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the reasoning why.
What?
Oh, Shedor's been named the starter in Week 5. We're going to flex you into Sunday Night Football.
I don't think they can flex that early, though, can they?
I don't know. It's just a theoretical.
I don't know if it happens in Week 15.
Let him know.
The international games, which had all been teased.
I just want to know,
Yeah.
Alex, if Shedeur lights the football world on fire and becomes the next great thing, what are you going to do?
Nothing's probably still not like him.
Okay.
Just because he's good doesn't mean I have to like him or not.
But are you going to acknowledge the goodness?
I mean, I'll state objective facts.
That's all I want to know.
Will they be objective facts with a caveat of, but he hasn't done it for more than a year yet?
That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet.
Okay.
I have a feeling him as long as he plays for a division rival against Alex, that Alex is not going to like him no matter how good or bad.
Yeah, no,
That's where I was.
liking him and him doing well are two different things. If he's doing well, I can say, well, yes, he has objectively thrown X number of touchdowns.
It's like, what
That
happens
is
if
a
he
good
beats the
number of
Steelers
touchdowns.
twice this year?
I still will say I don't like him.
You could not like him. That's fine. I'm okay with this. But we acknowledge he was good.
First of all, I doubt he's playing twice against the Steelers, but no. I mean, it depends. How did they win? Did they win because someone else went off or had a great game or their defense was great? Because then, no.
Okay, that's cool.
If Will Howard and Shedeur Sanders match up twice this year, Jim, and Shedeur Sanders beats the Steelers twice,
I'm gonna be hella mad. Hella mad.
there we go. That's why I was just curious of where this was going to go. If that, again, unlikely scenario plays out throughout this season, because there's 2 things that have to happen there, potentially 3.
Oh, don't get it twisted. I will join Alex in his hate for Shedeur. I just have watched all the bullshit as an Ohio guy and heard all the bullshit about Shedeur, and also watched the Columbus people be like, "Oh, I can't believe we got him," and then I heard how great he did during 1 or 2 of these, and now the fans are meh, maybe, and I'm like, and I thought to myself at work, wonder how Alex would feel if he actually does catch lightning in a bottle. And I wanted to have that conversation.
Basically,
Maybe
good
we'll
for
get
them.
to have that conversation more in September, October, November.
Yeah. That's
We'll
all.
see. The international slate, which I think had been teased out. I don't think there were any unknowns with the international games going into schedule release.
No.
But the full schedule is Friday, September 5th, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, Chargers versus Chiefs. The rest are Sunday games, September 28th, Dublin, Ireland. We have the Steelers and the Vikings. In London, October 5th, we have the Vikings-Browns. October 12th, Broncos-Jets. October 19th, Rams-Jags. November 9th in Berlin, Colts-Falcons. And November 16th in Madrid, Dolphins-Commanders. Are there any of these matchups that we are particularly interested in, whether it's based on location or matchup?
Just the Steelers.
I think the Dolphins Commanders is a little interesting.
Yeah, it's later enough in the season that it could mean a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, NFL's first game in Spain, and then if the Commanders can ride off the high from last year, and if the Dolphins can be consistent, or if they're just going to sputter out like they did last year.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the Vikings to go and play back-to-back weeks international in two different countries is different.
Yeah, but apparently, I mean, just as far as the distance traveled, it's not that far, right? When you think about Europe and traveling from Dublin to London, it's not a far travel, it's just that they're going to be overseas for, 2.5 weeks at that point, right?
Right.
So that'll be fun. Why does Berlin keep getting these shit matchups?
I don't know. I'd be pissed if I was a German.
Like, this is like one of the growing markets. They keep trying to say Germany's like our next biggest market outside of maybe London. And they give them Colts Falcons. Like,
well, isn't there a thing where they have like certain teams that are designated for that country?
Yeah, but I don't think it's been a similar team every year in Germany, has it?
No, because I remember the first year they played in Germany was Bucks Seahawks.
Right. So I think they're still trying to figure out who Germany's team is.
Well, as long as it's not the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Also in the NFL, unexpectedly, Derek Carr retired, leaving the Saints with the following QB room: Tyler Shuck, Spencer Rattler, and Jake Haener.
It's Rattler's time, baby.
Have fun, Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I think Tyler Shuck's going to be the one that is the front runner. I think they're going to let him just take his lumps in year one.
It's Rattler's time.
Why are you on Spencer Rattler so hard?
I don't. I'm just bullshit Muff.
On Friday, the Niners put significant action behind the words when they agreed to a 5-year, $265 million deal with Brock Purdy that includes $181 million guaranteed for Mr. Irrelevant. Do we think this is a fair deal? Good deal?
Fair for who?
Fair for Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah, he's getting paid.
Yeah, I saw it makes him like the 6th or 7th highest paid quarterback in the league now.
Yeah, I think per annum is how they usually mess with that. Yeah, I think it was. I'm glad they did pay him. They did put this deal together. I think he deserved it. So we'll see where it goes. Derrick Henry and the Ravens reached a 2-year, $30 million extension with 25 of that guaranteed. The most ever for a running back over 30. Derrick Henry deserving?
Oh yeah, his production speaks for itself.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get any more than a 2-year deal moving forward. I think after this one, he probably gets one or 2-year deals at most. So we'll see what goes on there. The Bengals have a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bengals and Trey Hendrickson are in a bit of a quagmire. Hendrickson...
Oh, wait. Hendrickson doesn't have a problem. He stands on business.
He is.
The Bengals have a problem because they're idiots.
Go on, Jim.
Their
What's
management...
the hubbub at the bank?
Correct. They just have, the way they do business is not good. Not good business. Not good.
Elaborate on that?
Go ahead. I'll let you read the details.
All right. Trey Hendrickson showed up to OTAs where many were expecting him to suit up. Instead, he talked to the media and made, obviously, these very public comments, not just that day, but in the days and the weeks leading up, that the Bengals were not willing to negotiate with him on a long-term deal, which has opened the door, apparently, to other teams, maybe even the Eagles, expected to maybe try to put some trade stuff together. Hendrickson, if people don't know, has the most sacks over the last 2 seasons in the entire NFL. The Bengals have recently paid Jamar Chase and T. Higgins Apparently not enough money to go around for the sack king.
I just
Yeah, once they signed those two dudes, I think he should have seen the writing on the wall. But I mean, again, production speaks for itself. I mean, I don't blame him. There was something that was like, Myles Garrett has X amount of sacks and he's making the most out of anybody, and then I think it was like Daniil Hunter, T.J. Watt, somebody else, and then when you, like you said, he leads the league in sacks the past 2 years, and he's like towards the bottom of the top 10 in terms of his position as far as money per year.
Yep. I mean, Myles Garrett, a bit of an anomaly on there because he plays inside and outside on the D line, and it affects the game in different ways. But Hendrickson, definitely the most productive exterior defensive lineman. Stats are stats, numbers are numbers. Right, Alex?
Right.
What is it? Any other hubbub in the bank world, Jim? People coming in, sharing their thoughts. Noah come and be like, bro, you hear this?
aren't they having issues signing rookies too?
Well, that's yes. I'm still a little confused about this. The answer is they're having a problem signing one of their rookies, but they're locked into certain deals. Apparently, it's about when the signing bonus gets paid. Because this was like, what, 5 or 6 years ago when they locked in these where you were slotted in the draft, pretty much dictated your salary. It's just something to do with the signing bonus and when it gets paid out. I think that's the only thing that's hanging this up.
Thought there was like an insurance situation with the rookies.
Right,
Like,
again, all slotted in. I don't think there's anything to negotiate with that.
to
It was
me,
an odd
like,
situation.
pay the men their money. Like, just get it done. You want to win? You got Joey B there? Just pay him. Pay him the money.
Maybe they don't have enough money to put in escrow down the line
Well, I was
for him.
going to say, you have to have the money to pay it, though.
They do have to put that money aside if they're going to do that long-term deal. I forget what percentage of it. I think it's like 50% has to be put in escrow somewhere.
Ridiculous.
But we'll see. Speaking of things that have happened in the NFL, potentially ridiculous, George Pickens traded to the Cowboys a couple weeks ago. We haven't done a recording here in a couple weeks. So the Cowboys got Pickens and a 2027 6th-round pick from the Steelers. The Steelers get a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 fifth-round pick. And obviously no more Pickens on their roster. Initial thoughts on this trade, Alex?
I think it's a win. Honestly, at this point, he hasn't done. He's a good receiver, don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away his football prowess, but I feel like he causes more issues than good. I mean, I'd rather have a guy out there that has decent hands and blocks and participates in the play completely and does more things good for the overall of the team. I think taking him out says, A, you're taking out a personality that can stir up bad juju between everyone, and B, if you go back and watch his plays, like, he doesn't run the play. Like, if he's not going to get the ball, he's not going to block, he's not going to help his teammates, whatever. And I honestly don't care how good your hands are. If you're not doing something for the good of the team, then you're probably more of a hindrance than a help for your 3 or 4 good catches you may have a game. So, good riddance. See you later. Let's put someone in there who can catch the ball, but will play for the good of the team.
All right. Alex's thoughts backing up many reports out of Pittsburgh that he was becoming increasingly an issue in the locker room. With Tomlin's track record of ridding the Steelers of wide receivers right before their careers to start to decline, do we see Pickens going on the up, or start to go on the down? Nate?
I think it depends on his target share with CeeDee Lamb. I mean,
Go on.
He's going right into the spotlight where he's kind of wanted to be. I mean, kind of like to piggyback off Alex's point, you think back to that last game of the year where they were fighting for a potential playoff spot down the line, and he had how many drops in cold weather? Well, now he's going to get to play in a dome. He gets to play in Jerry World. I mean, great athlete. It's just a matter of who knows, maybe a change of scenery. Will kind of hit the oh shit button for him. That's his last year of his deal. I mean, Pittsburgh traded for DK Metcalf and signed him to a big deal, so they weren't going to extend Pickens. So you might as well just get what you can get for him while you can.
All right. Jim, any thoughts?
I just think that while I agree with the sentiment and overall premise that George Pickens is an issue. I like how Alex drinks that Kool-Aid, the black and gold Kool-Aid, and there's not even a question. Like the guy's an issue. He is a cancer. Cut it out and let's move on. And it's just
I'm less worried about his emotional and social well-being than just objectively watching the game and watching bad things happen because he's choosing to be a diva and not block and not, set up the rest of the play for the rest of the people if he's not going to get the ball.
My question then
That's my
becomes:
biggest
do the Steelers? And I'm not knocking it again. Big fan, huge, big fan. My question is: when do you get a star receiver? Is there room for the Steelers? Is it in the culture to have a star receiver in Steeler world?
Yeah, we have. Like a Heinz Ward type that's going to play through the play.
How long ago was Heinz Ward? And
a while ago, but I'm saying we've had them.
And who did he play for?
What? The Steelers.
Yeah, right. What coach?
Jim's saying Bill Cowher.
Primarily Bill Cowher, both. But he
So my point is, will Tomlin ever have a star receiver?
Find out.
I don't know.
Metcalf. I mean, Brown also played for Tomlin, so you had a little bit of that going around. So
we've had people, just not long term.
That's kind of my point.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that the Steelers have been pretty good at getting rid of him at the right time. Even with up-and-coming receivers like Chase Claypool, they got rid of him after a pretty good season for some of the same, I would say, concerns that George Pickens is displaying. They got rid of Juju Smith-Schuster, maybe a year late, but still within a reasonable realm there. So we'll see. The Steelers do have 12 draft picks in 2026 draft, which they will be hosting. So I think
Did anybody else see the draft countdown on the North Shore now?
No, I haven't seen that.
They put up, it looks like a giant clock outside of the stadium,
Nice.
and each day it counts down to how many days until the draft.
Looking forward to it.
That's pretty cool.
That's for sure. NFL owners will be voting this week on whether playoff seedings will be based on regular season wins as opposed to division winners automatically getting buys and or home field advantage. So what will go is division winners would earn the tiebreaker with non-division winners. If that were to come into play, they'll be reseeding after each round. And the hope by the NFL and many in the know is that this will help increase competition in the final weeks, and we won't have 2 weeks of some teams trotting out their second and third stringers. So do we think that the NFL passes this and the owners put this into play, or do we think we got another year or two before something like this goes down?
I think if they're going to sit down and actually vote on it, they've already tabled it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I mean, not just because we saw teams last year at 12-3 or 13-4, whatever it was, have to go as a wild card. I mean, I think it's just for the betterment of the sport to say, hey, we're going to reward you here for having a hell of a season, give you that home playoff game. But yeah, if you win your division, you're in. But we don't need teams that are 9-8, 10-7, or whatever hosting playoff games when you got teams with double-digit wins.
I don't disagree with that. In fact, I mimic Nate's point, agree wholeheartedly. Jim, Alex?
I agree with Nate as well.
I like it, yeah. No, I think it's let the best people get the benefit of the playoff structure.
I think the biggest thing for the owners is that last kind of bullet, which is to increase competition in the final weeks. That only helps television ratings and viewership across the league if you have games that mean something where they would not have previously in weeks 17 and 18 now. So I think that's a big thing for the owners to consider. And last in the NFL, Saquon Barkley gets the Madden cover. The second year in a row, a running back has been given the cover for the Madden game. Saquon getting hurt this year?
Mm-hmm.
We will see.
Well, at least he's coming off the first year Super Bowl, so if something happens, at least he's already got his ring.
Yeah,
that's true. He's got that going for him. And his contract, right? He got paid, so if he does get hurt, at least all of these things have added up in his favor. All right, moving out of the NFL and into college football as the plot continues to thicken with Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson. A statement issued that said she had nothing to do with the North Carolina football program. There are many now speculating and actually putting odds on if Bill Belichick will be the coach at the beginning of the season for North Carolina.
So, I watched today Bill on the pivot. I don't know that he's getting a fair shake and she's getting a fair shake here. They didn't have a director of sports media in place for him. He copied her. He asked that they copy her in on non-football related media appearances because she was handling that. It breaks loose that she's running shit because that's public information that she's on his emails. They kind of edited that interview where she was interrupting. I don't know. Is he an odd duck? Yeah. Is he with somebody who's half his age? Yeah. But let the guy coach.
She's a third of his age, Jim.
Well, let him live.
Do we think Bill will be coaching?
Yes.
Nate?
Yeah, I think he'll coach. Does he make it more than a year? We'll see.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm with Nate.
I agree that he will be the North Carolina head coach at the beginning of the season, but I don't know how far it will go. So, will it get to the end of the season? TBD. It was announced, speaking of college football and things that are of note, that Ohio State, Texas will be the Fox Big Noon kickoff game on August 30th.
Maybe.
Begging the question, will we ever see Fox primetime matchups and any high-profile Big Ten matchups on Saturday nights? Jim?
No.
So, Ohio State legislature coming through again. Members of Ohio State's General Assembly are very concerned about college football. A bill was introduced in the legislature to prohibit Ohio State and other state schools from playing most of its home games before 3:30. Under the terms of the proposal by Representative Tex Fisher, games including at least one state school and games including top 10 teams will be prohibited from starting earlier than mid-afternoon, with one exception. Any guess?
Oh, it's the Michigan game.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put legislature together that all games except for this one.
Ding. Ding. And we're wasting legislative time on that.
Your tax dollars at work, Jim.
Boom!
What do you think? What do you think happens here, Jim? They get anywhere, or is this just grandstanding?
I don't know.
What would you rather your tax dollars you spend on at this moment?
Roads, education,
Anything else?
anything else.
Oh, well, Jim, maybe they'll get into this. Michigan expected to suspend Coach Sherrod Moore for 2 games this season, and more potentially to come with the fallout of the Connor Stallions and recruiting violations dating back to the Jim Harbaugh era. If these things come down, if there are penalties, Jim, does a win against Michigan mean as much?
Yes. That's
No
all
matter
I
what.
care about.
Just a win.
Yes.
Doesn't matter if they're with without 5 to 10 players,
I don't give a fuck.
reduced scholarships.
Don't care.
Just get the win.
Yes.
Just win, baby.
Yes. That's it.
Maybe some of the players will have some stakes on this, at least in the professional world, as Sports Illustrated reported that the NCAA is considering removing its ban on professional sports betting. Gentlemen,
there you go.
the only thing keeping me away from being a golf coach may not be an issue any longer.
There you
Wait.
go.
All right, we'll talk about this offline.
Do we like this? Do we like this potential that this is going to be put in there for college athletes to be able to bet on professional sports?
I don't have a problem with it.
They're going to find a workaround anyway.
I don't care.
I don't have a big problem with it if it's professional. Now, I don't think they should be able to obviously bet on their sport,
I mean,
but
it's the app. How are you gonna do an app for that? Like, it's a slippery slope, isn't it?
it's just probably just driven to your social security number, like
Right.
everything
If
Wait,
else.
they're
but
if they're able to legally do it, then they will theoretically they're saying we want you to set up legal accounts now, then
now,
they can
Muff,
track everything.
you know how
Theoretically, this is what I'm saying, Jim.
how higher education works. How much personnel are we going to need to monitor the FanDuel for a college athlete?
Well, this will not be the charge of individual institutions. This will be the charge of the NCAA. And I'm not saying that makes it any better, Jim,
So they will
but
have to register their fan. Like, how will they monitor that?
listen, not my problem, Jim. You're the one that
That
said you didn't hate it.
yeah, I'm just the logistics of it don't make a lot of sense. That's all.
I mean, that's for the most part the student athletes have been wrapped up have been betting on college sports, right?
Right.
Like I don't know if I've heard of anybody getting wrapped up in betting on professional games. So maybe this is just one of those things that they're already sort of letting it slide, and now we put this into
Oh, so it's okay.
like make it really okay. We've only really
Right.
been cracking down on the people that are betting on college athletics.
Sure.
So maybe it's just saying we've been letting this pass anyway.
Why we're
Let's just
even
make it
wasting
legal.
time messing around with this?
Right.
All
So
right.
that's my thought. I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll see. Landmark Day. Landmark Day, boys. We know we're not going to be betting on a team in the fall, and we're not going to have questions about who the quarterback is, as Cam Rising has officially medically retired from football.
So, so he's not playing game one.
So he was not be playing game one, Jim. We don't have to worry about betting on Utah and thinking about who's the quarterback.
I'm still gonna worry about it.
I mean, we can still worry about who the quarterback is. We just know it won't be Cam Rising.
Right.
So
Got it.
we will see. Have at it, Jim.
So, President Trump is making plans to create a presidential commission on college athletics. The commission will be led by former Alabama coach Nick Saban and Texas billionaire businessman Cody Campbell. That's what Yahoo Sports was told late Wednesday. The commission is expected to deeply examine we'll just say the college landscape, including frequency of player movement in the transfer portal, unregulated booster compensation paid to athletes, debate on college athlete employment, preserving the Olympic sports structure, the application of Title IX to school revenue share payments, and even conference membership makeup and conference television contracts. That's what this commission is charged with. Thoughts?
Well, this is all going to be thrown on its head whenever the judge rules on the House v. NCAA situation, which is going to open up Pandora's box again, including things like Kentucky, which has already formed an LLC
Right.
to handle all of these things, and the whole payment structure, which could be played into this because under, I think, the proposal, now whether or not the judge rules or makes any amendments, edits, etc., so forth to this, the pay structure does not have any reference to Title IX regulations, which means it does not matter what the distribution is between men and women's sports in that 26 million minimum that has to be sitting there. So I mean, there's definitely some things within this that I think are worth looking into, but I just feel like you're going to be the tail's going to be wagging the dog here because it's already going to be happening.
I disagree. I don't think that means jack shit. This is a commission. This is a commission on the federal level. We've been saying it for years.
Which is going to what? To the court system. We're going to put this to the Supreme Court next? Because there's a great time spent on our...
The commission is supposed to... A commission looks at things and makes proposals.
Correct.
Whatever the judicial system does, will then will block and do and make law or prevent law, whatever the hell. But a commission will pose things to make laws. As you love him or hate him, he's one federal person who has stepped in when everybody else has tossed their hands up. We've been saying for years, everybody's kicking the can. Now, should the President of the United States involve himself in this? No. But we've been asking for it.
That's my question. We have
We've
so
been
much
asking
crap
for the
going on.
NCAA to do something.
We've been asking for somebody.
That's true. You're right. I won't say that. Alex, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I think it's funny. Like we get so much wrapped up like politics and government and everything in this stuff, and it's like we have so much going on, and we're worried about.
I agree.
Let's be real clear. Texas billionaire has a very vested interest in all of this.
Exactly.
Nick Saban seems to be the one here that is going to have the common sense opinions, and then the Texas billionaires come back. Well, listen. Wow. Remember what they did to SMU? We don't need that anymore. Make all this legal. Money everywhere.
I just think that, like, whatever this shakes out could be very interesting for college sports. That's all I'm saying.
If this goes down.
Right? Exactly. I have a dream. I have a dream.
What were you likening this to? Don't know if that's appropriate. No, I mean, listen, there's obviously powerful people behind all of this, so I'm sure they'll at least have an audience to hear a discussion whether or not it's a formal commission or not. There will be opinions that will be out there, and there will be decisions made. Whether or not those opinions are brought into the discussion, that will be, I think, the issue at hand. So, I don't know. Jim, what are your thoughts?
I think
Do you think
it's
this is good? Do you think this is good?
It has the potential to be good.
Okay.
It has the potential to be really bad, too.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts from the college football world, gents?
Get here sooner.
Amen.
We're past the equinox,
We are past the equinox.
which brings us to other interesting news in sports.
Interesting news in sports.
Starting with Jim's favorite, springtime pastime, college softball.
We're in regionals, baby.
It is that time of the year for you, Jim.
Yes, it is.
Did you know about Texas Tech pitcher Najari Kennedy?
I was aware, yes.
Apparently, generational talent who I did not realize transferred from Stanford to Texas Tech and has a $1,050,024 NIL deal.
I knew about that.
$1 million to come to Texas Tech, $50,000 for living expenses.
Mhm.
What? And $24 for her number 24 jersey. She is a sophomore. So we're in regional time, Jim. Have you been able to catch any games? Who's the favorites this year? Know any of the information yet?
Tennessee beat Ohio State. I watched that. Oklahoma's not bulletproof like they usually are. I mean, they're good. UCLA is good. Those are a couple games I've watched as of late. I don't really watch religiously during the regionals. I just kind of catch the hubbub.
I saw where number 10 LSU got upset and eliminated on their home turf by another in-state school like Southeast Louisiana.
Yeah.
That was big.
Go Mud Dogs.
But yeah, it'll pick up here soon.
Yep, we're about to get into it, so we'll come back to you in future weeks, Jim, to
Super
hear more
pumped,
about what's
buddy.
going on in the college football and the college softball world.
I will spend a long 2 weeks.
I know you would.
It'll be great.
In the golf world, Scotty Scheffler pulls away in the final 9 from competition in the field that included live golfers such as John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau, with PGA lesser knowns Davis Riley and JT Poston to take the Wanamaker Trophy and the PGA Championship to take his third major title before the age of 30, his first outside of Augusta National.
Were the live guys even allowed on TV?
Well, many of them were in contention and in the final groups, so yeah, they were. They had to be
allowed to be on TV.
They were. Nate saw a video that had him concerned that it looked like somebody was reaching into the water to get one of Rory's balls. Nate?
Yeah, I just happened to see that come across. I'm like, balls in the water. Who gives a shit? Get a new ball.
It was apparently one of the volunteers who was reaching in there.
Well, it looked like he was almost shoulder deep into the water to get the ball.
He was going in there deep for it, Jim. Deep.
Getting deep for them balls.
Getting deep for the ball.
Oh,
All right.
See, it's more than me this time.
You're right, Alex. You're right. All right. Hockey world. Nate?
Currently, right now, in Game 7 of Eastern Conference in the second round, we've got the Florida Panthers at the Toronto Maple Leafs. And looks like right now the Justin Bieber curse is going to continue. He is sitting behind the Leafs bench, and the Leafs are down 4-1. We're about halfway through the third period. The winner of this will take on the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final. On the West Coast side, we have got the Edmonton Oilers taking on the Dallas Stars. Dallas, who just edged out Winnipeg in Game 6. I caught a good bit of that game yesterday, and it's just funny to watch the curse of Toronto continue here.
We'll see. And we'll see. Also going to see the injury bug, which is always fun.
Well,
one of Nate's favorite times.
Yeah, the one linesman in this game early in the second period caught a high stick right above the brow, and I don't know if he's come back in the game or not. He had blood all over the dasher, all over the ice. So they were down one linesman for the second period. And again, I'm not sure if he's back out there now. I think he is. Because that's just hockey. They're all different, including the officials.
It's hockey talk.
Yep.
Bringing us into basketball world, the NBA held its draft lottery last week, and the Mavericks, who recently traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers, won the Cooper Flag sweepstakes with a 1.4% chance, adding much fuel to the fire about a rigged NBA draft lottery. Other recent lottery winners to cause speculation include the Pelicans winning the lottery after they traded Anthony Davis, Pelicans again winning the lottery after a Chris Paul trade, the Cavs winning the lottery after LeBron left, and the Cavs winning the lottery to get LeBron. We think this is rigged?
Yes.
Too many coincidences.
The NBA is just a lawless land.
A lawless land. Entertainment television. In the playoffs for the NBA, the Pacers took down the Celtics in 5 games. And the Cavs...
Nope. Pacers took out the Cavs, didn't they?
Yeah. Pacers took down the Cavs in 5 games.
They said the Celtics.
Oh, did I? Well, they took down the Cavs. The Knicks take down the Celtics in 6 games after Jason Tatum tore his Achilles in Game 5, which sets up a rematch between the Pacers and the Knicks of last year's playoff series that the Pacers won to go in the Eastern Conference Finals, ultimately to lose to the Celtics. Who we got in this series? Jim. Knicks Pacers.
Nick.
Alex.
For fun, I will be rooting for the Pacers because I saw a graphic today where the only state in America that was favoring the Pacers was Indiana.
Nate.
Give me the Pacers. I want to see Halliburton and McAfee go and do something crazy.
Yep. I'm going to go for the Pacers, too. Jim, of note, is that Indiana will not only host the Indy 500 this upcoming weekend, but they, the same day, will be hosting the Knicks Pacers Game 3. Big day.
Good day for the corn. Good day for the corn.
Good day for the Midwest. In the Western Conference, the Timberwolves take out the Warriors in 5 games, setting up a matchup in the Western Conference Finals with the Thunder, who take down the Nuggets in Game 7 pretty handedly. The number 1 seed Thunder make their way through. No more Nikola Jokic in the NBA playoffs, who did not talk about his horses this time, Jim. He talked about the fact that he was going to be drinking lots of beer over the next few days.
Good for him.
So, we will see. Who do we got in the Timberwolves versus the Thunder?
Yeah, I'll give you the T-Wolves. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Nate?
Give me the team that puts the ball in the basket more.
That does not mean you win. 3-pointers and such.
Technically, that's true.
I'm
I
going to
know
go
nothing
with the
about
Timberwolves.
either one of these teams, so
I'm
you
going to go
guys
with
are on the Wolves.
Timberwolves.
I'll go on the Thunder.
Here we go. Contrarian Nate. And lastly, in the baseball world, the Pirates fired manager Derek Shelton last week. And then start out Don Kelly's tenure 2-1 in their first 3 games. But we know that didn't last long. Was Derek Shelton the person that needed to go? Nate.
Yes and no.
The owner needed to go. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, it doesn't matter what lineup Shelton put out there. They're not performing.
I 100% agree, and this stat backs this up. After Sunday's 1-0 loss to the Phillies, Paul Skeen's complete game, 3-hitter, 1 earned run, 1-0 loss. The Pirates have gone 23 games straight without scoring more than 4 runs, dating back to April 22nd, and they've only scored more than 4 runs 6 times this season. Gentlemen, they've played 47 games so far. I don't think the manager can do much with that situation. Or what did they also fire their game strategist? I think I saw too. It's like their analytics game guy. I don't think it matters what analytics they use. They can't put runs on the board with this lineup.
No, and you got people too saying get rid of the hitting coach or whatever. It's like you can have whatever coaching staff you want. It's like the old adage saying sometimes it's not about the X's and the O's, it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. Right now, the Pirates don't have any Jimmies or Joes,
They've got Paul Skeens.
and that's about it. And he can't hit.
Yeah.
Although I have a feeling if they put him in there, hell, he'll probably hit.
He probably better average than Hank Davis, some of their other catcher situations.
Yeah, I mean, some of the guys that are on the roster who can't hit their body weight, yeah.
It's true. That's true. So, another reason why being a Pirates fan sucks. Sucks Rory McIlroy's balls. So,
Yep.
anything else in the sports world this week, gents?
No.
I think we summed it up.
All right, that wraps up another week's episode of Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff. As a reminder, at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, rate, review, poke, like, tickle.
Get the bell on.
Ding ding.
Get that bell on. And we still don't know how we're ending these episodes anymore because I don't feel like getting any more strikes. Well, war sucks too. And not just
Do they suck Rory
non-peace
McIlroy's
war.
balls?
All right. If there's an individual out there that wants to write us a theme song, please get at us.
You end it with suck Rory McIlroy's balls. That what Nate said?
Yeah.
Done.